love about being a leader? Do you love training them? Do you love guiding them? Or you just love to partner with them? Isn't that what leadership's about? Partnering with people who work together to achieve a common goal. I call it loving on your team. I'm Gail Bates, CEO of MyMentorBiz.com. I help leaders in direct sales grow strong teams with my systems and strategies. And today, we're going to be talking about 10 ways that you can love on your team. You know, I want to start with a story. I was sitting in the wings on backstage, waiting to go on stage, and was down to myself and one other top leader. And we were going to hear who was the leader that won the number one position in the company. And when my name was called, of course, my colleague who had already won it was congratulating me. And then I walked out on stage. And in the front row of this whole arena of over 3,000 people was my team. They had an inkling. And so they had all gotten into that front row. And the thrill I had seeing my team, not only being the top team in the company, the number $1 million team in the company, but they were all there experiencing that reward together. And I attribute our success in becoming the number $1 million team to just the friendship and love in working together to achieve a common goal of us being the number one team in the whole company. So today I'm going to share with you just 3 of the 10 ways to love on your team. And then I have a free resource for you that you can download. It's on my blog and the link is below for you to get it. So let's start with the first way to love on your team. And that's really acknowledging your top 10 salespeople every month. This is a list that's going to change every month, but it really elevates people. And just sharing a list of 10 people encourages and creates friendly competition in your team. And what it's doing is it's building confidence with each one of those people. You know, other team members might be looking to them for advice. Now, a great way to do all this is to get that list and create a banner in your team Facebook group, or you can put it at the top of your newsletter. There's lots of ways that you can share these top 10 people, other than, of course, messaging or sending a special note to each one of the top 10 every month and congratulating them on being in that elite group. But when this happens every month, people are going to aspire to be on that top 10 list. And they know that they're loved and appreciated and being in part of that top 10. So that's the first ways that you can love on your team. The second way is to reward people for high successful parties. And I mean $500 parties and $1,000 parties. This is a benchmark because parties are the engine of your business. This is what drives sales. It's what drives future bookings. It's what drives recruiting. So having team members who have $500 and $1,000 parties and aspiring to that benchmark, that number and rewarding them when they hit that number is a great way for them to feel like they're really appreciated and they're having success. So, you know, not only they having success, because when they have a $500 party and a $1,000 party, the hostess has success. She's getting some great rewards. And you as a team means your volume is high. This is actually a winning strategy to growing your team at a fast rate. So recognizing $500 and $1,000 parties every month with some maybe a special drawing for the $500 group and maybe a gift for each person who hits $1,000. This is a way to love on your team, to help them really accelerate their business in having more high successful parties. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is simply doing what I call shout outs, and mostly on social media. You can also do them at your team meetings. You can do them by picking up the phone, but shout outs don't actually cost you a dime. They just cost you time. And it's just about sharing small successes as well as big successes in front of the whole team. That's the key. Shout So simply highlighting people's actions and efforts. And what you're doing is you're loving on them in front of the rest of the team. So these are my 3 ways of loving on your team. And I want you to make sure you download and go to my blog and download the whole free resource on all of the 10 ways. I think you'll really it'll be really helpful for you in growing your team. Because, I hear from so many leaders who say, how do I motivate my team? They're doing nothing. You can't motivate them. That has to come from within. But you can inspire them by recognizing their success and their efforts. And this is partnering, building friendships, and working together to help everyone achieve their goals. So in building those friendships, you really got to get to know them. What are their struggles? How can you help them? As I said, you don't have to be a strong leader. You don't have to be a top leader. You just have to show them how much you care about them and their success. And that is what I call loving on your team. So don't forget, go to the blog and learn the extra ways that you can love on your team. So I hope you got some value from this video today. Make sure you pick up the free resource and keep loving on your team.